Metal. Never has there been a form of music with so many different subgenres. We take a look at some of the stereotypes linked with one of the most controversial, yet largest and vast music communities, with the help of the young upcoming progressive metal band, Machine. One of the most common stereotypes is that metal music is all about violence and aggression. This is helped greatly by the tradition that is called the mosh pit.
Mosh pits are where a lot of people who listen to metal music, they come to shows and they express their feelings or whatever physically, you know, rather than going up and having a fight in the street with a dude you don't like, because you're going to go in a mosh pit and release your anger there. That's what pretty much mosh pits are to me anyway.
The idea behind mosh pits is simple. People stand on either side of a space cleared out at the front of the stage and bash into each other.
The idea of a perfect mosh pit is you're on the same thing, you're shoving everyone around, but as soon as someone's on the floor, they get picked up again.
Oh, I'm too old for mosh pits.
There are always rules about mosh pits. If someone loses a shoe, you have to give them their shoe back. If someone falls on the floor, you have to help them up and continue, and so on and so on. So you always make sure that there's always a limit to it. There's also hardcore pushing, which I don't really agree with, but that's basically when you play your arms around and make sure to punch everyone around you. But that's also, even less people like doing that.
Austin Dickinson, the son of Iron Maiden's frontman Bruce Dickinson, tells about his experience in the mosh pit.
The first show we did, the guy had the seizure. We had to call an ambulance and everything, and like, it's really funny because it turns out he was actually a Maiden fan. My dad was in. My dad was put in recovery positions with him.
I like people having fun, and I think sometimes it's good to relieve your tension, you know, like go there and punch someone, but it's really dangerous sometimes, I don't know. Some of it's alright when they are just pushing each other, but sometimes it gets really rough and people start fighting for no reason, you know. So that's right.
So if mosh pits are so dangerous that even members of metal bands like Mike Portney from Dream Theater have described it as a problem, why is it still so popular?
It stirs you up, it gets you going. It's better than pop music. I've always loved heavy metal since I was young. I'm 64 now, and I still love heavy metal. It's best music in the world.
You've got the best of most kinds of music, but just to put it into one genre, and metal has several subgenres with basically every different kind of world of music there is put into metal.
It's just it's like music that I can relate to, really, not like any other music.
There's a lot of energy into it, and people get really happy, and they like, you know, getting all that energy out and having fun and going home more knackered and, you know, just chilling out.
You get a band like Machine, and they've got great musicians, and you need great musicians to make great bands. And metal doesn't work if you just have amateur musicians. They have to be good at what they do. They have to be good at the instruments that they play, passionate about the music, and that's why
Our music, you know, we put in pop, and we put in funk and jazz, as well as metal. No one really says anything, because still come to our show, whether that's for the jazz bit or the metal bit, whatever. Just doesn't have a serious, you know, you don't have to be extremely serious.
Another widespread belief is that all metalheads take drugs and worship the devil. I talked to Mohammed, the head of security at the Purple Turtle.
They're not aggressive. The way they just, you know, the way they dance is quite like aggressive. But apart from that, they're friendly, they're peaceful, they're educated, which is, I'm really surprised.
Only 3% of bands worldwide make money out of music. That's it. Right, the rest of them have to learn to multitask, either become sound engineers or lighting engineers, or do some other jobs as well, because inevitably most bands are never going to make money out of it. And some bands will. Not to say, you know, it's not discouraging, but in this business you have to learn to multitask and do lots and lots of different things. And that way, at least, you know, you can minimize what you're doing and still do your music as well.
Music is a very powerful force, and if people are, choose the right music, they can see life in a different format. But if they choose the wrong type of music, and if you listen to a lot of these metal, as you're talking about these heavy metal, and there's a message you're sending, and if you say those things backwards, you'll see it's demonic. A lot of them is demonic. And they got down that road where they become possessed and become caught up into things that they would not have.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
It's a ridiculous ignorant thing that people say just because people wear black nail varnish and dye their hair black because they worship the devil.
The members of Machine told me about the origins of the devil horn, a hand gesture linked to devil worship in metal and popularised by Black Sabbath member Ronnie Dio.
His grandma, right? They're from Italian origin, and in Italy this means giving the evil eye, taking away the evil eye. He just thought it was cool, so he decided to use it as a sign. Although, according to him, Gene Simmons invented it. Well, he'll tell you who invented it.
It doesn't get enough publicity, really, because every heavy metal gig is sold out completely. No matter where you go, you can't get tickets. And yet the music business seems to not want heavy metal to do too well.
Originally, when the whole parental advisory thing came around, Madonna and other pop artists were on the same list as metal bands. It just happens that metal has a subgenre called black metal, where they take this thing a little further.
But nowadays it's changed. It's not really like that. It used to be more, people would get worried about this devil thing. But nowadays it's different, people just don't care.
Yeah, because what's far worse is like, say rap music, when most of the younger generation are looking up to these people talking about stabbing people and stuff. That's far worse than a little bit of tongue-in-cheek devil fantasism.
So the reality is that although some parts of metal are aggressive and violent, ultimately it's just another form of self-expression. And like any other type of music, it's about having fun and enjoying good quality music.
It started off with, people like Bach breaking the rules and shit. And it's come a long way since then. You don't have to wear certain clothes or look like, or wear makeup or have long hair to be metal. Metal's everything, and that's the best thing about the metal culture. It accepts everyone, regardless of who, what race, whatever.
Brilliant. Heavy metal forever.
Mosh pits are extremely homoerotic. Basically, there's lots of mostly men pushing each other in often very sweaty circumstances and enjoying each other's warm presence angrily. It's just like rugby with no ball, but lots of balls, but no singular ball to be seen.